In this video, I'm going to be going over what an eBay agency model is and all of the parts to it, how the team works, and explain what we do because so many people don't understand it. So I'm going to go through every different little aspect so you guys can have a better understanding what it's like to work with us or with other people doing something like this. So I'll introduce myself first. I'm Andy Robbins. I've created several businesses. I've done e-commerce dropshipping. I've done a clothing brand. I have an app with several active users, and I've done a few other like random things, even at a landscaping company, all over the place. But I've been doing this for the past several months and every day working on it 24/7, built a great team around me, and we're super confident and excited to share today what we have and why we think you should be a part of it. So I'm going to explain why we need you, because I would ask the same question. If you're making all this money or if you have a process that works, why do you need us? Well, it's because Amazon and eBay both only offer the ability to have a finite number of accounts in both of their names. Now, I can only have a certain number of Amazon accounts under my ID, under my name, and only a few eBay accounts under my name. And our theory is the bulk theory. Now, if we're listing hundreds of items a day and they got to be separate on each account, it really limits us to how many things we can list and how big we can grow it under our individual names. Yet, when we work with other people and bring them into it, we don't have to have that problem anymore, and we're able to do our process and do what we do best at a larger scale. So that's why we need you, as well as there's a lot of other complications to it when you try to make it all under your name, and we want to do it fully legally. So working with other people as an agency model is the best possible way to do this. Now, I'm going to go from our process from A to Z. I'm going to leave out some of the tiny complications just because they're just hard to explain, but I will explain it for you right now. So we start with an account warm-up. Now, to gain trust with eBay and Amazon, you have to warm up the account. You let it sit for a bit. Amazon especially, order like one thing a day maybe, and we're shipping to different addresses. Now, here's the caveat. It is against TOS to dropship both on Amazon and on eBay. So this is why the warm-up process is so important. Accounts get banned all the time, and that is just a process. Now, we've worked through to get them back, and you can always open up new ones. But that's just one of the risks we have to deal with, an account getting banned. Usually, it's not really a big deal if it does, and usually we can get it back as well. But, so we start with an account warm-up, and on Amazon, it looks like just ordering a few things a day. And on eBay, it looks like we're letting it sit, then doing 1, 2, 4, 8, until we get to 100. Then we list 100 items a day until we get to 10,000 listings. When we're around that 10,000 listing spot, it's kind of a sweet spot for us. That's like where we want to stay. That's a manageable number of orders a day per account. And that's where we can get around the $1,000 of profit range before all of our expenses. So that's kind of our sweet spot in that way. But to get there, we have to gain momentum. So we do this thing called sniping. We find items that are hot that we can sell just to break even or make a little bit on. So we sell them and bring momentum to the account. This is super important because when eBay sees that you're getting lots of sales coming in, when you do something like get 10 sales, and even if they're all sniped, eBay is going to push more traffic your way because they trust you more and because they see everyone else wants you. And that's just how the internal algorithm of eBay works. So that's why sniping is a big thing. You may not be making a lot, but it helps you make money on other orders in the future. Now, our margins, they're variable to what stage your account's at. Sometimes we do 100% markup on items, and sometimes we do 60. It all depends on how your account's doing, where it's at, and what the trend is and what time of the year it is. You can do 100% markup in the winter because Q4 is much better to get sales, but the summertime, you might be doing 60 because you need sales to be coming in. And then we start doing the bulk theory, just listing 100 items a day using our extensive competitor research tool where we host it on several servers, and we have a lot of CPU processing power scraping all the best dropshippers in the world, and we find the best performing products and we list them on your accounts. Then we do extensive competitor research where we'll even find things outside of what some of those big dropshippers are doing that everyone sees are selling. And we'll find the smaller things so we can get sales and stuff like that as well. And then this is our entire business. This is where we spend most of our time doing. Customer service. We're not in the selling business, we're in a service business. To have a good eBay account, everyone has to love you. You have to have good reviews, you have to have people coming back to your store, you have to have momentum. There's so many things you need, and you need to have trust with eBay. So, one way to do this is great customer service. We spend almost 3 hours a day per eBay account once they're warming it up to have great customer service. This is what we're doing so much of the time because it has so much value in the future. And a lot of this can be, saying to someone, hey, just shipped out your item. People ask questions, sending out offers, going back and forth with people, answering their questions, asking how their day was. Literally the most random stuff, but also dealing with problems, because in any business, problems arise. Sometimes Amazon won't fulfill something. They won't ship it there in time. People get mad. I'm sure if you guys have had to deal with people, they'll get mad at the dumbest things. But we know how to handle it in every one of those different situations. I actually think I was counting, and there were 40 unique situations in which customers created a problem that we figured out how to solve. Over the last probably 8 months of doing this, we've come into 40 unique situations just on the returns and INR cases, which is crazy. But we know how to solve each one now. They each take a long time, but we can get through it. Then we have handling issues in returns. Now, issues can even be like your item description was wrong. Sometimes we just got to refund them, because if we had a problem on our part, sometimes it's just better to do that rather than get a negative review saying your store is trash, you do this, you do this, you do this. Make the customer happy, and none of that bad stuff will be seen on your account. Now, what we need from our eBay clients. Now, we made this pretty easy. We do an onboarding call. We need their eBay and Amazon account. We use a cookies tool to transfer some cookies so the browser looks a little bit more authentic. We don't take it from, your important sites or whatnot, but just to get the Chrome profiles, because for us, they're really hard to make. They ask for numbers, and it's easier to do it in an agency model where you guys can provide us numbers and help us make more Chrome accounts so we can make more Amazon accounts so we can sell more items on your account. Now, definitely try making another Gmail. The more Gmails that we can use to do this is the absolute better, because it will help make. We can get pretty much however many sales we want. It really depends on how many Amazon accounts we got, because we don't like to go over that 5 order a day threshold ever, because Amazon starts to look at you like, why are you shipping 5 items across the country every day? It's a little suspicious. So then we connect the Amazons and eBays to your cards and your banks. So we actually never really touch the money. And this is something that a lot of people do differently, but we love this way because all the money's coming to you from your eBay account, and you're spending all the money on the Amazon products. And we track how much actually gets deposited to you before ever billing you for our services, because we believe that we're both at risk here. We have to be on payroll for our employees, and you have to be waiting for payouts from eBay. So we wait till you get daily payouts before going crazy, for sure. But we make sure we track everything so that you're making money and we're making money. Because if you're not making money, we're losing a lot of money. So it's really a great dynamic where we're both having a little bit of skin in the game, but we take care of everything, and we let you know how much you owe us, and you keep the rest. And we like you to keep around $500-$600 in your account, because what if you get someone spends $400 on it, right? And you get $200 profit. Now, if someone orders 2 other things for $400 and we can't fulfill them, see how that could be a problem? Most of the time, that's a really weird use case. You usually don't get that big of orders. But I've seen it where days I've got $500 in sales and I didn't have enough money in my account to fulfill all of them, and I lost a lot of money in potential profits that day as a result. So we like to keep a standard of around $600 in your account that we're just taking from the Amazon that is connected to the card that can purchase the items each day. And by the point the account's warmed up, you'll be at daily payouts, so it'll be coming back and forth. Then we have a pre-configured mini PC that we will ship to your house. And all you have to do is we connect all the profiles and such, which we would have done earlier, and you connect it to the Ethernet and turn it on. It is that simple. We just need to connect it to the Ethernet so it's running 24/7, and our team can work on it throughout the day. Now, we prefer that you don't really go on this computer, so you can let our team do our job. And it's not even, there's no surface interface to it. It's literally just a box that you plug into the Ethernet cable. I promise you, we make it super easy, and if you're interested, we'll let you know more about it. Then Once you're profitable, we can send you invoices around bi-weekly, and we'll do a profit split, which is variable to each of our clients. Over time, we'll actually give you a better deal. The better of a client you are for us, helping us getting more Amazon accounts, the better we'll be for you. We'll give you better margins, we'll give you better markup, we'll get more sales on your account. But it's really a test on both sides. We need to make sure you're good for us, and you want to make sure that we're good for you. So it's kind of a two-way streak where we're almost partners. Then here are some of the things that we provide and why we're operating at a loss in the beginning. Now, we have over 15 years of combined experience. Now, we have a team that's growing, and that year range is going to grow every single day because our team is rapidly expanding and we have everything in place to grow. And now it's time to work with people like you. And paying out these people costs us a lot of money out of our pockets, and we don't charge you for that until you're profitable. Next, we have a 6-person team, handling and managing the account every day. There's different parts that we put specialized people in, like competitor research, customer service, listing items. We give each person specific roles so that they can be running the account at an optimal level. We have a pre-configured mini PC, which we send out to you, which costs like around $150. And then we have a $800 a month software, which costs us out of pocket that we're paying to optimize your account and list the items using AI. Next, we have a $10,000 state-of-the-art competitor scanner with the sole purpose of finding eBay products. Now, these are not just random stuff to sell. It's finding the best things on the internet to make the most amount of money. And then we have payroll for our team working on the accounts, as mentioned earlier. And we do all the accounting for you, so it can be made easy. And we spent a lot of time and a lot of money building all of this software so we can make it as easy as possible for you. Next, I got to mention, there are potential risks to this. Now, while we're not doing anything illegal, we are technically breaking TOS on both Amazon and eBay. They both don't allow drop shipping, but millions of people do it. It's all about how you work the system. Now, what we do is we play it the long game, we play it safe, we get great customer service, and Amazon and both eBay love us for doing that. Now, sometimes we can randomly get banned, and that's just part of the game. It's not our fault if that happens typically, and if it is, we'll do everything in our power to make it better. But sometimes it happens, and that's one of the risks that I think that you should know coming into this. Just getting an account banned doesn't mean anything bad's necessarily going to happen, but that's just one of the potential risks. Also, Amazon, your account can get banned on there too. They're crazy. They got some of the smartest and most intricate software systems to detect potential things, and a lot of times people will do scams on there. So I get it. Accounts get banned all the time. Sometimes you might need to upload an ID to get it back, or we just might need to try making a new one. And also, we can lose money on some orders. Sometimes people will do returns and we won't get the full amount back. Sometimes people will sometimes our software might have a little bug and we'll lose $6 on an order. But that's just how, any business works. Not everything works 100% perfectly 100% of the time. Mistakes can be made, but they're never big enough where it creates a big problem or a big hole in your pocket. Now, in warming up an account, if you have a fresh eBay account that we're using, sometimes it takes a little bit to get a payout. So that is one thing going into it, but we're going to make sure you're getting daily payouts before anything outrageous happens. Like if we're not going to let you go $500 before getting a payout, we're going to just keep warming up the account until eBay trusts you enough to give you daily payouts, so you're not in the hole like that, because we understand what it feels like and we don't want anyone to go through that. But sometimes you might be $200 before you get it back, but we like to keep that $600 in there just to make sure that we're operating in such a way that we're able to actually operate and make money, because there's a lot of expenses. We got to pay for all the Amazon, we got to pay for the eBay subscriptions. There's others, sometimes we might pay for tracking, and that'll be around $100 a month once it's already warmed up and such. It's cheaper in the beginning, but there's that plus paying for all the orders, and it's always good to have that operating margin. But that's about all there is to the eBay agency model. And if you guys have any questions for me, let me know. But I will leave links down below if you're interested in joining, and let's make a bunch of money together.